Australia's most decorated soldier, Ben Roberts-Smith, has shown little emotion outside court as day after day he attends the defamation trial he initiated to try and clear his name.
This was billed as the sort of trial of the century, but it's gotten bigger than anyone expected it to be. We were told initially perhaps 6 to 8 weeks for all the witnesses. We've been going for months now and we're nowhere near finished.
Much of the trial has focused on his time in Afghanistan with the Special Forces. This week, the court is hearing explosive evidence about his personal life in Australia. A woman anonymised as Person 17 testified through tears this afternoon about the turbulent affair she had with Ben Roberts-Smith, which began in 2017. She told the court he assaulted her in a Canberra hotel room after she became drunk at a function at Parliament House in March 2018.
When we got inside the room, Ben got really angry with me. He was up in my face, he was shaking me by the doorway, and he said, "What the have you done?"
She said she apologised for behaving badly and for being drunk and was pleading with him to forget about it.
And then he punched me with his right fist on the left side of my face and eye.
She told the court the next morning he showed her photographs of her lying naked in the hotel bed.
He said, "Do I need to keep these photos?" I just didn't say anything.
Mr. Roberts-Smith previously told the court the allegations are completely false. He'd never hit a woman and that Person 17 had injured herself by drunkenly falling down the stairs. Person 17 described the relationship as like an addiction, bad for both of them. She will continue to give evidence tomorrow. Another flashpoint of the trial is what happened on Easter Sunday in 2009, when Australian SAS patrols raided a compound known as Whiskey 108.
For all of the sprawling complexity of this case, there's a very simple question at play at Whiskey 108, and that is, were there any people in the tunnel at Whiskey 108?
An Afghan man with a prosthetic leg, which was later used as a drinking vessel, was killed during the mission, but how that happened and whether or not a war crime occurred is disputed. Journalist Ben Doherty is covering the trial for The Guardian.
Several soldiers have given testimony that they saw Ben Roberts-Smith carrying a man outside that compound and then machine gunning him to death. That man was later found to have a prosthetic leg.
Mr. Roberts-Smith has told the court he shot the man with the prosthetic leg, but the man was an insurgent he saw running and carrying a weapon. Witnesses are spending days on the stand, enduring intense cross-examination from Mr. Roberts-Smith's lawyers that has at times delved into their mental health and medical histories and their ability to recall events.
No one wants to be cross-examined. Cross-examination by a competent barrister would be one of the worst experiences you could subject yourself or be subjected to. Nonetheless, it's an essential part of our process because in any case where there is a dispute as to the essential facts, like it or not, it falls to the judge or the jury to reconcile those inconsistencies and reach findings as to what in fact occurred.
The case isn't happening in a vacuum. Investigators are continuing to look into alleged war crimes by Australian Special Forces in Afghanistan uncovered by the Brereton inquiry, and the AFP is also investigating.
They cannot use the testimony directly from this trial, but they would be keeping an eye on what kind of testimony there is and looking to conduct their own interviews and investigations and bring in similar witnesses, if not the same witnesses, in their own investigation and future trials that may take place.
Ben Roberts-Smith's lawyers could call dozens of witnesses in reply, meaning the defamation case still has weeks to go. Mr. Roberts-Smith could also take the stand again before a judgment is handed down.
What's been alleged is extraordinarily serious. This is a man who had a stellar reputation in this country. He was a winner of the Victoria Cross. He was high profile. He was revered as the kind of ideal Australian soldier.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.